coming to Uganda, of course, shining a light into the AFCON 2027. A report surrounded or sprang on the internet for the netizens as to the AFCON final report, rather the CAF final report based on Uganda's state of stadia, and Hoima Stadium was found, which is newly constructed by the way, was found that it needed or required operational redesign, and Nambole Stadium or Mandela National Stadium needed major upgrading works. Thus by August 2027 or 2026 rather, it ought to have completed, both stadia ought to have completed or got up to speed with the standards according to CAF. But in the same line, the Minister of Sports, that is Honorable Peter Ogwang, put it on his X handle and wrote, allow me read his rather long statement, but rather also very informative. He stated, I'd like to confirm that last month we requested CAF to come and conduct an assessment of the state of our sports facilities, that is Mandela National Stadium and Hoima Stadium, as part of the quality control and assurance measures ahead of the AFCON 2027. It's true that CAF in their report cited a few gaps, specifically on Hoima Stadium, and such gaps have been brought to the attention of the contractor, Suma. Indeed, the contractor has since held several meetings with us and has hands on deck to ensure that issues raised are addressed in due course to the satisfaction of the CAF requirements and standards before the next inspection in August this year. On the other hand, on the other infrastructural gaps, such as airport, roads and hotels, which are outside the ambit of education and sports sector, the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Museveni, who is the chairperson of the Inter-Ministerial Committee for AFCON, submitted a cabinet paper where government agreed to provide additional resources to address such challenges. He went ahead to say that I want to reassure the public that the government of Uganda, together with Kenya and Tanzania, under the East African Pamoja bid, is fully committed to ensuring that the AFCON 2027 campaign is a success. Now, of course, the analytical part of it, that all of that is something you have to wait for with Ruben for the sports update. But for now, it's Good Morning Uganda, the Friday edition. My name is Julie F. Nantaba with Robert Chiravo Nyonyintono this morning. Robert, good morning.
Lovely morning to you, Julie, and our viewer. Thank you very much for waking up with us this lovely Friday as we usher you into the weekend. It's a special edition. Why am I saying so? Of course, because we loosen up. You're going to have some music.
You know,
we are going to have, when it comes to dancing.
Okay.
It is one of the talents of the
You're
Lord.
not too left feet.
I'm very good.
I'd love to see you one time.
You play some good music and you'll see me definitely. So we usher into the weekend, and if you want to enjoy your weekend, first thing is forget how the week has treated you.
Yeah.
Enjoy these 2 days that you have. Enjoy the Friday, enjoy the Saturday. Why I call them 2 days? Because Sunday you're preparing to work.
Right.
So if you choose also to enjoy Sunday to the extent, you may have issues with your bosses. So enjoy the Friday after work. Still, I emphasize that after work. Well, Julie, there is something disturbing me. What happened to love and relationships? I was following part of the proceedings in court in Mole Katanga's case. I don't want to go into the ingredients of the case.
Right.
Professionally, it's wrong, but I want to look at the moral fabric. You see kids or children, you see their mother, they're in court, you know. My husband wanted, I look at my head, to have looked at the Daily Monitor, where she paraded us that crushed head and all that. Away from that, there is a family this side. Now court ruled the husband is going to be buried differently. That is central. Yes, then the children are going to be buried differently. You know, what happened to relationships? What happened to humanity? That families, that people can reach an extent where one would kill the other or beat the other, that the other in self-defense or something of that kind. That a family, brothers, sisters, cannot sit and say, you're equally our sister because her husband married you. I mean, our brother married you.
I know, it's indeed very dire and heartbreaking. And in the case of the gentleman who passed away with his children, sometimes looking at it, it's sad. The burial arrangements
We go to the extent of even entering court.
Exactly.
Exchanging words. I was looking at some clips after the ruling.
Yeah.
How these and women are so rude to fellow women. I just don't understand.
Ultimately, in my
Yet
view,
you'd think they understand the situations better. But
in
the
my
way
view, are definitely attributed to lack of boundaries and principles from the beginning and building of a foundation. If there's no foundation to everything, it eventually crumbles at its end. In my perspective, that's the conclusion I have. But what do we have on the local scene this morning?
Well, we begin with the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who commended the outgoing Russian ambassador for strengthening strategic military ties. The Chief of Defense Forces bid farewell to His Excellency Valerian Sevimvolos, the outgoing ambassador of Russia Federation to Uganda, marking the conclusion of a diplomatic tenure defined by significant strategic cooperation and mutual respect. During the farewell call held at Special Forces Command Headquarters in Entebbe, the Chief of Defense Forces expressed gratitude to the ambassador's role in advancing the enduring partnership between Uganda and Russia. The CDF noted that the bond between the two nations remains unbreakable, rooted in shared history and a modern commitment to regional stability. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba highlighted the impact of Russian support on modernization and professionalization of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF. The CDF characterized Russia's military support as a clear reflection of depth and strength of bilateral relationship. In response, the ambassador reflected favorably on his 4-year and 5-month tenure, noting a significant consideration of ties between the two nations. He further highlighted ongoing works on several frameworks intended to formalize cooperation through memorandums of understanding in sectors such as tourism, agriculture, and immigration, aimed further solidifying the strategic partnership between Uganda and Russia, are set to conclude a reciprocal visa waiver agreement for diplomatic and official passport holders, which will be integrated into a broader memorandum of understanding scheduled for signing in the near future. The Multidimensional Poverty Index Monograph 2024 provides a deeper look into poverty beyond income, capturing the realities of livelihoods, access to services, and overall quality of life. In Access, Uganda's progress towards achieving Sustainable Development Goal 1, ending poverty in all its forms. But what does poverty mean in practical terms, especially in developing countries' context? The UBOS Multidimensional Poverty Index is designed to generate reliable and comprehensive data to guide government planning, policy formulation, and targeted interventions aimed at improving livelihoods. The findings span key indicators that directly impact household welfare, including education, health, living standards, and access to basic services such as clean water, energy, and sanitation. According to the report, more than a quarter of Uganda's population faces multiple and overlapping deprivation that limits their ability to earn, learn, and live productive lives. Karamoja and West Nile stand out, with higher concentration of multidimensional poverty, reflecting long-standing challenges in infrastructure, service delivery, and economic opportunities. 50 billion shillings is needed to complete the Church of Uganda Zimbareza project, which is expected to transform into a modern training and hospitality center. According to the church, the project will not only serve religious purposes, but will also support youth skilling, environmental conservation, climate justice, and community empowerment. With a target of raising 10 billion shillings every year, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni pledged 2 billion shillings. The president encouraged Christians to embrace government livelihood programs aimed at improving household incomes, The president, however, appreciated the church's role in shaping communities and supporting development efforts across the country. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, urged the church and the public to make good use of available resources to promote both spiritual and economic growth. His Grace also called on Ugandans to protect the environment and support initiatives that aim at improving Uganda people's livelihoods. The event also marked 52 years of socio-economic work by the church through its Directorate of Household and Community Transformation. The Directorate of the project, Reverend Andrew Agaba, appealed to the public to support the project financially, noting that the Directorate remains a key pillar in improving household incomes and empowering communities as the church. The fundraising service was attended by the church leaders, believers from different dioceses, and other dignitaries. The Zimba Reza project is expected to play a key role in community transformation and skills development, further strengthening the church's contribution to national progress. Now, finally, from the local scene, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, told the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives to come up with a report on the content in the sophisticated drinks flooded on the Ugandan market, since most of them are unhealthy and a threat to the public. While chairing a plenary session, Among also implored Uganda National Bureau of Standards to continue doing surveillance on the products they have certified to ensure compliance. The Member of Parliament representing Kazo County, Dan Kimosho, laid on table flavors of these drinks, different types of them, as evidence, and raised a matter of national importance about drinks flooding Uganda's market that are not regulated. Although some bear the label of Uganda National Bureau of Standards, it's not certain they are certified. MP Kimosho proposed that the products be subjected for checking in the government analytical laboratory, especially those that do not bear the UNBS mark. The leader of opposition, Joe Senyonyi, told Parliament that there is a report that was introduced in a committee and he used to chair in 2023 that exposed the corruption in UNBS and how they certify substandard products. Members of Parliament, and especially that of Kasambia County, David Kabanda, said energy drinks should be included. Member of Parliament for Aru County, Komakech Christopher, said the content in the drinks needs to be assessed, while the Erut County MP, Jonathan Odur's concern was on the absence of consumer protection laws in Uganda. State Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, David Bahati, said they are addressing the problem of counterfeit goods and fake products, and emphasized that as long as the product bears the UNBS mark, it has been checked and certified. Here we are, Julie. Kombucha, waraji.
I know. Many times, and this is my opinion, personal opinion, many times these drinks look like dirty water.
Yes, some of them really look like dirty water.
So in my imagination, I'm thinking, is it possible that this person just went to some drainage system and poured into that bottle and then sealed it in?
And you know what is very funny is their cost.
Yeah.
You find a bottle of beer, I know you don't take, I don't take, but at least you have knowledge to this. A bottle of beer can have maybe 5%, 7% volume of alcohol.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to buy this Kafane drink that is 1,500, it has 75%.
Right.
It has 60% volume of alcohol.
Right.
and just imagine someone uses 1,000 and gets totally drunk. For you to get closer to him, who is taking a beer at 5,000, you need either 70 of those beers to get to this young man who has spent 1,000. Right. Now, it's not even not fair.
It's not.
It's not fair.
It doesn't make sense at all.
If this one is using 1,000 and is getting more hyper, and for you, if you have to take 70 to catch up with him, but forgetting that this one will hammer you quickly,
right,
but it's damaging your body.
I know. Indeed, I'm glad that the Parliament is addressing this. And of course, UNBS as well is being tabled. You know, at the end of the day, all the checks have to be dealt with.
But also have to pray for Godwin. He's always taking energy drinks, and they say
I know. Oh my God, shots fired. Anyways, let's have a look at what we have on the foreign scene. We're starting off with matters, of course, Trump and Iran. President Trump further extended a pause on strikes against Iranian energy sites, saying talks with Tehran are ongoing and going very well. He announced an initial 5-day pause on Monday, but in a post on Truth Social, he says, as per Iranian government request, I'm pausing the period of energy plant distraction by 10 days to Monday, April 6th, 2026 at 8 p.m. Oil prices, which had climbed yesterday, dropped soon after. At a cabinet meeting earlier, Trump said the U.S. would be Iran's worst nightmare if it doesn't agree to a peace plan. Special envoy Steve Witkoff confirmed at the same meeting that the U.S. had sent a 15-point peace plan to Iran. An Iranian official earlier told state media in their response to the proposal that Tehran has a natural and legal right to control the Strait of Hormuz. Attacks on Israel, Iran, and Lebanon continue while 2 people have been killed by debris from an intercepted missile in Abu Dhabi, thought to be from Iran. Now moving on, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Saudi Arabia yesterday after saying earlier that Ukrainian drones could help improve security in the Gulf region. Quote unquote, important meetings are scheduled. We appreciate the support of those who are ready to work with us to ensure security, and we support them too, he said in a message on social media. Earlier yesterday, Zelensky offered Ukraine's expertise in drone technology as a way of improving scrutiny across the globe, particularly in the Gulf. This matters because energy security and the cost of living, particularly in Europe, depends on their oil, gas, and other resources and stable global markets, he said in a video message to the Joint Expeditionary Force, a security alliance which held a summit meeting in Helsinki. The key is not only producing new weapons, especially drones, not just technology, but also real experience in using it and integrating it with radars, aviation, and other air defense systems. We have this experience, he said. Now on to the continent, matters sports. Senegal plan to parade the Africa Cup of Nations trophy before their game against Peru in Paris on Saturday, with the head of the country's football federation vowing a crusade against the decision to strip the team of the title. The Lions of Teranga claimed their second AFCON title on 18th January when they beat hosts Morocco 1-0 after extra time in a final which ended in chaotic scenes when the Senegal players walked off the pitch after their opponents were awarded a stoppage time penalty with the match goalless. But last week, the Confederation of African Football CAF overturned that result, awarding Morocco a 3-0 victory. On Tuesday, the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS, confirmed receipt of Senegal's appeal against the decision, promising to rule as swiftly as possible. Quote unquote, faced with what amounts to the most blatant and unprecedented administrative robbery in the history of our sport, the Senegalese Football Federation, FSF, refuses to accept this as inevitable. FSF President Abdoulaye Fall said at a media conference in the French capital. Shortly before making his comments, FSF's social media posted a timetable for events around Saturday's friendly at the Stade de France, which included a trophy parade. These guys are typical Africans indeed. Anyways, that brings us to the end of what we have on the foreign scene. A quick look at what the dailies have this Friday. Robert, what do we have in the New Vision?
Well, we have final cattle compensation starts appeal. That is, government issues tight deadline for registration of beneficiaries. Uganda top universities ranked most marketable courses in 2026 and beyond. Which courses are those? Of course, there's biology inside there. Then tribute curtain falls on filmmaker Esteri Tekabendeke.
such a
Okay,
painful story.
very painful here. Yes, curtains fall on filmmaker Esteri Tebandeke. And we have bar owners put on notice. Hey, these days, KCCA is very serious. So if you're a bar owner there regarding noise pollution, wait it is, those things may be taken. I saw one musician, TikToker, or blogger, well, claiming they had gotten to his bar and moved away with this. Then local government officer stabbed to death. Very unfortunate. And the wife is the prime suspect here so far. Then President Museveni commits 2 billion towards Reza Church project. Moving on, there is an interesting story here, Judy, but don't laugh because it's also very sad. Now, parents of candidates given fake PLE results demand justice. Hey, the school director was very clever. For him, he didn't bother. He went to NASA, said, if this is what they have performed,
But why?
this is what they are. Now, when the parents try to use the phone to check, the results were not there.
Wow.
Then the Daily Monitor, quick one to the Daily Monitor. This is my defense. Molly Katanga, the prime suspect in the alleged murder of her husband, Henry Katanga, appeared physically in court for the first time in a year and gave account there. Now, moving on, government defends Facebook ban to regulate AI and digital space. Why national health insurance is imperative. And what does the lizard here say? Government defends Facebook ban. Now the lizard comes in and says, slay queens are not impressed.
The lizards, so always savage. Anyways, looking at the Citizen in Tanzania, the headline there on is East Africa FinTech enters new phase. That's the headline in the Citizen. Also, another story to look into, why drug shortages persist as public health facilities. Also, survivors recounting their landslides as death toll tops 20, and how Tanzania Ireland Education Pact could power Vision 2050. This is good news. Now, looking onto the Daily Nation in Kenya, ODM's crucial test poll post-Raila. And how Iran war will hurt you as Ruto warns oil dealers. I'm told he's one of them.
Well, there's so much street talk.
I know. I know. Anyways, let's look at the Gazette. The Gazette this morning and this Friday as of the 27th of March 2026. Table of contents there. And then on to what we have as the notices to pay heed to. Look at a celebration of place for marriage. Church St. Stephen's Church of Uganda, Nyakatete. Denomination is Anglican. Village is Nyamiyaga. Parish Chirembe, Sub-County Katenga, and County Ruhinda Central, District in Mitoma. Given under the hand of the Honorable Norbert Mao as of the 6th day of March 2026. Also, the other place of marriage to celebrate is Church St. Luke's Chentureje, Church of Uganda, Anglican denomination in Butare Village, Parish Nyakariro, Sub-County Ngoma, and County is Rushenyi in Tungamo District, under the hand of the Honorable Norbert Mao, 6th day of March 2026. And notice of grant of an exploration license, hereby notified that exploration license number EL00465, registered as number 003549, has been granted in accordance with the provisions of Section 43 and 47 to Consolidated African Resources Limited, PO Box 7142, Kampala, for a period of 4 years effective 24th March 2025. This is dated the 12th day of May 2025 by Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, Sentamu Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. That brings us to the end of what we have in the dailies this morning. Let's have a short break. When we get back, we'll be having a conversation on nutrition, and that is infant nutrition, baby newborn nutrition. So stick around for that. Save the number 0709 602 592. That's very, very true indeed. Good morning.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Kati ndaira tamwe tulu Uganda.
I'm a true Ugandan. Hey, true Ugandan. Okay.
Sabirenge seno muri salaze urwabatuze n'abakulembeze tuva Uganda kekanyirira kokolaba ensi y'abalungi kwotunuza amaaso n'okoma tufunye ku mmano tusanga musite nga twekeja era ne lwezibuza otusangayo ekiro nga twetala bannayuganda bajjudde okwagala Uganda bajjudde ekisa bannayuganda ffe baana ba Katonda bennyini
nze ni maje fatakaja emirimu kinkwalabanya lugero
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday, 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day,
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice.